Hi there, Jeffrey Rhoades from Experimental Homesteader, Exotic Gardening, and Sheri at Richerson.com. Okay. So, yesterday, a professor friend of mine retired. Yesterday was his last class. Friends of mine decided to drop in and have a little celebration with him. Without his knowledge. They surprised him. Surprised his class too. His last class was taking their final. Finals were supposed to be next week. He decided to give his final on the last day of class. And suddenly, there's a whole bunch of extra people in the classroom. A friend of mine did a Facebook Live, which was really nice. I appreciate that because that gave me a chance to watch what was happening since I couldn't be there. This was out in New Mexico, and it looked like, everybody seemed to have quite a bit of fun, which his classes tended to be, a lot of fun. He made them enjoyable. And one of my friends ate a chili pepper that Frank offered him. Got the class 15 extra credit points for it, but it was I think it was a Carolina Reaper, and Dragon had a little issue with it. But he did okay. There were, Frank had a couple of different items there. He kept telling the students that it was a habanero, but it was red. It was the wrong color to be a habanero. And a couple of students were smart enough that they knew better. So, and I called my sister Roberta last night and wished her a happy birthday. Talked to her for a little while. And today is December 7th. This is the anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor by the Japanese that led to the United States entry into World War II. We had already been kind of assisting England and France in Europe for a couple of years before we actually entered the war officially. We were shipping them munitions and goods and things, but we weren't actually, officially involved. And we had some volunteers that went over and fought. Some Americans went up to Canada and joined the Canadian Army, so as to go to Europe and fight. Some went and joined the RAF, the Royal Air Force, and fought as fighter pilots. But it wasn't until the Japanese bombed us and declared war on us that then we declared war on Hitler and Germany, because Hitler was allied with Japan. So that gave us a reason to get involved in Europe, and to be involved in the Pacific, but it took us a while to recover from the bombing of Pearl Harbor. We lost several battleships and a number of support ships. We got lucky, and they did not catch any of our aircraft carriers in port. That was part of one of their objectives, was to destroy the aircraft carriers, and they missed. They were out of port at the time, but it still was a devastating blow. We lost over 3,000 men in the bombing. 1,100 of those were aboard the USS Arizona. It was hit with several bombs and went down pretty much all hands. It was a very devastating blow. The bombs that hit it, I mean, just so much destruction was done, and it sank so quickly that very few managed to get off the ship. And it's still underwater in Pearl Harbor. They built a memorial over it because there was just no way of getting everybody out, all the bodies out. So they just basically left it as a tomb. So that was December 7th, 1941. And we started sending troops basically by, I think, January 1st. We were beginning to send some troops to Europe, but it took a while in the Pacific to get things rolling. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for today. A little history lesson there. So please subscribe, give us thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below, and we will see you again tomorrow. Have a good evening.